Welcome to ChaosMMA.
I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody.
I'm here to make the division great again. I'm the people's champ. Donald Trump's favorite fighter.
How are you doing? And how are you doing with all during the pandemic and Corona and all that?
Good, man. I'm just fucking doing what I can do at this point. Everything's kind of back to normal on my end. I'm out here in South Florida. And Florida is kind of a lawless state, so no one really gives a fuck about coronavirus. So everything's pretty good over here.
Yeah. Didn't they, like I was saying, is Florida still, is it closed or is it open right now?
It's open. Things are starting to close down again. Today, the number overnight, the new cases overnight is at the highest it's been. It broke the record. It's at 15,000 new cases overnight. This place is fucking upside down, but no one really gives a fuck.
So what's up, Randy? I'm Brian. How's training been during the pandemic stuff?
Initially it sucked. I was supposed to fight on March 28th against Martin Day.
Yeah.
And then that got canceled on March 16th. On March 16th, I went to Florida because there was no fucking chance I was getting locked down in the cold, so I escaped and came to the sun.
Yeah.
As you can imagine, I went from a 7-week fight camp into a quarantine, and I got fat as fuck. I was drinking. I was just feelings away, bro. I just didn't give a fuck. For 3 weeks, and then I got back to work. And then, man, I had a freak accident in training. I was training out in Tampa with Billy Quarantillo. He's another UFC guy. And I busted up my finger pretty bad.
Yeah.
I really fucked my shit up, broke my hand. Finger broken in a spot. I had compound fracture. I have ligament damage. It got way fucked up. And then that had to heal for about a month or so. And then I've been back to full-fledged training for probably about 8 weeks at this point. Now I'm just getting ready to fight, man. I'm ready to go.
With training partners
and
everything, is that you still have the same coaches and stuff? They're allowed to train with you still and everything?
Well, so I'm from Boston. I'm one of Joe Lozon's guys.
Mm-hmm.
And I've all the gyms in Mass. I think they just started opening this week, but there's a fucking million restrictions. So I escaped Massachusetts, and I've been training an American Top Team out here in South Florida. And the gym is packed every day because everyone has fights coming up. So there's really no concern about that kind of stuff. Just kind of adapting and getting used to a new camp, new environment, getting out of my comfort zone, and it's fucking sick.
You bet. So you tweeted yesterday that you got a fight and you got a location and everything. Can you tell us anything about it? Is that at Fight Island or the Apex?
It's not on Fight Island. I'm fighting in September.
Okay.
I don't think. I've heard rumors that they're doing Fight Island again, but I'm fighting another American. So the chances of that being on Fight Island is pretty fucking slim. It seems like they're kind of targeting the UK guys who don't really have the luxury of, being able to travel over here to the United States because of the whole quarantine thing. So if I'm gonna guess, I'm gonna be at the Apex in Vegas.
Okay.
But yeah, man, I'm just waiting on the contract. Once the contract is signed and stuff, I'll be able to start leaking information, and I'm sure the UFC will announce it. But I don't want to jinx anything at this point,
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. What do you think of the UFC running fights during this pandemic? At the start of this pandemic, when they had their first card in Jacksonville, I think it was. Did you want to get in there right away, or did you want?
So they had asked me initially. So this whole thing is all brand fucking new. Today it's gonna be a lot different than my answer that it was when back in what was the card, March, April, something, June maybe, I don't know, whatever it was.
Something like
so
that.
my answer then was absolutely the fuck not. I had no interest. They asked me if I wanted to fight. I said, absolutely the fuck not. Not only because of me, but because it'd be selfish of me. The virus, there's a lot more new research now and a lot new data and studies and all that kind of stuff now. So it's safe. The UFC is taking a million precautions. No one's getting sick on these fight trips and all that kind of stuff. But before that, no one really knew. It was weird, and I didn't want to be put into a position where I could affect I wasn't worried about getting myself sick, but I was worried about getting my family sick, my girlfriend sick, her grandparents, this, that, that. It would have been selfish for me for what? It's not fucking worth it. But at this point, dude, they're taking a million precautions. I'm getting tested, pretty often. So if something pops up, then it'll be assessed then, and I'll take care of the COVID issue. But man, I'm not concerned about COVID anymore. Initially I was concerned about COVID because when people were getting sick, and you don't really fucking know how it's going to react. It was a new virus, but at this point, you see that it's the the underlying condition people in the older generation that has the difficulties with it. While there's still a chance that I can get like really sick with it, the chance is so fucking small. I'm gonna be sick for 1-2 days, feel like shit, and be back to normal. So I'm not concerned about that anymore.
All right, and so like you probably heard about it. Like Cowboy was talking about like his nerves before like big fights, and like a lot of fighters have been coming out and saying like the nerves and everything. Like, how are you before your fights, and like what was your first UFC fight like?
Man, so if you've looked into my career, you can see that between my last amateur fight, my first pro fight, there was about a 3-year gap, and I was a fucking complete mental midget, dude. I before last amateur fight, I'm pacing back and forth saying, "No, fuck this isn't cool anymore. Like I just want to go home." I fucking tears come down my face, dude. I was like a bitch, right? So I was like 18 years old, 19 years old at the time. So my first pro fight was at like 23, 22. So that's a huge age gap. That's a lot of maturing going on in that time. There's always going to be nerves. If anyone tells you they don't get nerves before a fight, they're a fucking liar. It's the scariest fucking thing in the world. You're going there to get into a fist fight on national TV in front of X amount of people watching, and this against another person who's a fucking trained killer. And the only thing that they've thought about the last 6 weeks is fucking burying your face into the ground. So there are fucking nerves, but to me, dude, it's like it's a mindset thing. I look at it and I feel these nerves. I'm like, holy shit, like this is fucking cool. Like you don't feel alive, like you feel alive, dude. It's fucked up. Like it's so tough to fucking describe. Like you feel like normal right now. Everything's cool, everything's chill. But when you face like an actual fear, you realize that you're fucking human. Like it's so fucking weird, but it's just the end of the tunnel. And when you walk out of the cage and be done with the fight, and just that weight lifts off your shoulder, man. There really is no better feeling, and it's fucking funny being so scared. Honestly, it's weird, dude. It's weird.
Yeah. Now, when do those nerves go away? Like once you enter the octagon after that first punch, like when do they go away?
Ben. So like you don't even have nerves when you're warming up or really anything like that. You have nerves like when you wake up on fight morning. You're like, holy fuck! Like now this is like. You're talking big shit on the internet. You're telling all your boys you're gonna fuck this kid up. You have your mom, your dad. Oh, you're gonna kill this kid. Your buddies are saying, oh, you're like, yeah, I think I'm gonna kill this kid. But like now I have to really fucking do it. So like waking up on fight morning, dude, it sucks. Fucking like, dude, I just want to sleep this away. I just hope it's not real. What the fuck? But as soon as like I get on the bus to go to the arena, dude, it's gone. It's gone. And now I'm just chilling. I'm I worked so hard to get to this point, and then you just kind of have to embrace it. You know what you're getting yourself into. It's just you have once you get over that hump and you'll get some food in your system and get moving, break a sweat, then it's just another day, dude.
So you had your fight, like you said, March 28th. What was your like initial reaction when it got canceled? And
I knew it was coming. Like, it officially got canceled on March 16th. But if you were following any of the coronavirus stuff, the coronavirus has been hitting the United States since like December or January. You see the numbers booming. People are fucking dying and can't breathe. This, that, the other thing. The fight's not going to happen, but you have to put that in the back of your head and you just ignore it because there obviously is a chance that it's going to happen. I knew deep inside that the fight wasn't going to happen, but I couldn't just stop because God forbid the fight does happen. They do pull it off. What am I going to say? I thought the fight was going to get canceled. I can't do that, right? So I knew it wasn't going to happen. It was just a matter of when it was going to get canceled. Did it hurt? Was it a stinger? Fuck yeah, it sucked that it actually got canceled, that it was a reality. But I knew it was coming. It wasn't a secret.
And you were talking about the fights last night. Did you watch the fight, the card last night?
Yeah, I fell asleep. Like the third round in the Masvidal fight. I kind of knew how the fight was going to go at that point. Dude, that was a fucking late night. There was no way I was going to make it. But yeah.
So how'd you feel about the card? There's a lot of hype around it. It was like they said it was like going to pull like Khabib McGregor numbers. What did you think of the card overall?
I thought the card was pretty good. I thought there was some fucking awesome fights. There were a couple of really big finishes. I do think it lived up to the hype, dude. I wish it was an earlier card. I think, if they release the numbers on who's staying awake at 2 a.m., it's probably going to be a lot smaller than people that watch the fights at 11 p.m.
Yeah.
But aside from that, like I said, I wish they did it a little bit earlier. But the card definitely didn't disappoint, man. There were some really good fights.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, one of the big fights last night, and it was very controversial, was Max versus Volk, and a lot of people thought Max won. What do you think of like the judging system? Like, do you think there needs to be a thing where they show you the score after a round, and you get to know like if you're down or up?
I'm not sure it needs to go to that level, but I do think that judges need there should be some sort of process that judges have to go through other than like, fucking this idiot on the street going to a class on the weekend and learn how to judge. That's not how it fucking works. They should be fighters. They should be, past fighters in there, specialty fighters. Dude, you see how the pay system works. You get half your paycheck to show up and make weight. You get half your paycheck to win. If you have incompetent judges stealing your money, man, that's fucking bullshit. You're not dealing with, losing $5, $10, $15. You're talking about, tens of thousands of dollars. That's a lot of fucking money for this fucking idiot on the side to be telling you if you won the fight or not, who has no fucking idea. Like, it's bullshit. There's something needs to be done. I don't think it needs. I can't say I don't think it needs, but I don't think it needs to go as far as having like a score system or like a scoreboard where the fighters know what the score is going into rounds. But I think there's incentive to make people fight and go for finishes. I think they should get away with the show and win money. I think it should be the show money and then a finish money. I think that'll encourage fighters to kind of go out there and let loose a little bit more.
Yeah.
Rather than playing this, because I mean it's entertainment, right? But if someone's like a really good wrestler, they're not going to go out there and put on an entertainment show. They're going to go out there and win, their second half of their paycheck. I think there are definitely holes that need to be finished. I think there's a lot of blurry lines with the judges. Overall, man, something needs to be fucking done, and it's just completely unacceptable.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, with having former fighters do it, I don't think there would be anything wrong with that because they know the sport and they would know how to
Right,
fight.
you can't just have some fucking idiot boxing judge on the side. It's not a fucking boxing match. It's an MMA fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that. A boxing judge is gonna say that the guy who landed 45 jabs is gonna win, but is gonna say the guy who hit 100 takedowns lost. That's not how it works. Something needs to be fucking done. I'm not sure what it is. I'm glad I'm not in the position to be telling what it is, but something needs to be done. Some sort of process needs to be done to eliminate these fucking idiots who have no idea what's going on in the fight.
100%.
I agree with 100%. And so, your opponent. We obviously don't. How do you think your next fight goes? You got a knockout?
I mean, I'm not. You're not gonna see me go out there and pull guard if that's what you're asking. Then that's fine. I know what people want to see. I know what I like to do. I didn't get into the sport because I love fighting. I got into the sport for fun. This whole thing is crazy. I know what I liked watching when I was a fan. So I like to emulate. I like to put on the show. Old Randy Costa would have liked to watch fight. So I like to watch people go out there and throw crazy shit and put on a fun show. So you can expect that out of me for sure.
Sounds good. Well, that's it for today, man. Thank you for coming on. If you want to thank any sponsors, coaches, anything.
That's it, bro. I appreciate you guys having me on. My Instagram's Randy_Costa. My Twitter is RandyCosta135. And buckle up and start to enjoy the shows, man, because I'm gonna have a big next 12 months for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah, we can't wait.
Thank you.
Good luck.
All right, dudes. Talk to you guys later.
Thank you.
Talk to you. Bye.
Peace out.
All right. Thank you guys for watching the podcast. Make sure you follow us on our new Instagram page, ChaosMMA with 2 S's. And make sure you follow us on Twitter too. It's the same, ChaosMMA with 2 S's. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.